Good morning, my amazing students. Yep, it's Monday, and don't forget to shine. So, for today's EOI class, we're still going to focus on our approaches to learning skills. Yes, we do have a lot of them. Actually, we have five of them. And under each skill, there are different ways to improve each skill or that helps us understand what that skill is all about. So, let's say these three words again. Approaches, approaches to learning, approaches to learning. So here are the five approaches to learning skills that we have in IBPYP. First one, social skills. Research skills, the one that we already discussed last time. Thinking skills, communication skills, and self-management skills. We're not going to have all of these at once because it's quite a lot. Even though you already have experienced all of these skills and already developed them, and you've been continuing to improve these skills, it could be a little difficult to learn all those vocabulary. So, but it's a great challenge for you, but you've done so well under research skills. I've noticed you have very good understanding about those things that or the methods or the processes we do, the steps we do to help us enhance or to help us improve our research skills. So why do we need these approaches to learning again? Because they help us how to learn. It teaches us how to learn. If we know all these skills, we will know how to learn something new. We will know how to do things. It helps us in these approaches to learning skills because they are skills. They can be improved with practice. As we keep practicing them, as we keep doing them, we will get better and better each time. As we keep using our research skills, as we keep using our thinking skills, we will continue to improve those skills. We will just get better every time, just like our communication skills and social skills. That's why we have to continue practicing them. And then, these skills also helps us to learn independently. Why do we strive to learn independently? It's how we can stand on our own. It's how we can learn better if we do things independently. Once we know how to learn independently, we can help others even better. It helps us learn independently in a way that it teaches us different skills or different things to do to solve problems or to answer questions that we have. And it helps us become lifelong learners. As IBPYP students, we work hard to become lifelong learners. We don't just become learners while we are at school, but we continue to be learners even when we finish schools. This is how we can make a better world. This is how we can change the world because even after we graduate or we finish school, we have all those knowledge, we have all those skills that will help us to do something great that will help our world, that will help our lives better. Not just our lives, our own, but everyone else. So that's how to become lifelong learners. So together, these approaches to learning and the learner profiles that we have, if we put all of them together, we put them in our heart, we practice them daily, this will help us a lot to become lifelong learners. Because we're all IBPYP learners. Now, here are the different skills, and under each skills are the different things that we practice or we do to help us improve these research skills. If I just show you the word research skills, will you know how to do it? Do you know what to do? Of course not. That's the reason why here we have the big word research skills, and under it, it tells us what are we supposed to do to help improve our research skills. That's why we focus on these little words here or these little things because though they look small, they are big things that we can do. That helps us a lot to do research skills, to improve our research skills. It's the same thing that goes with thinking skills. If I just tell you, okay, thinking skills, so what are those thinking skills? These are those thinking skills. And we focus on these thinking skills, and though they are very difficult word, metacognition, dialectical thought, oh my god, Miss Danica, those are all difficult words. But as first graders, we don't have to use those words. We're going to make it as simple as possible. So don't be afraid of big words. Now, let's have a quick review about research skills and then we move on to our thinking skills, okay? So, these are research skills. I mean, if we can do all these things, it means we have developed our research skills. For example, I can ask questions. If it's check, great. I can find answers in books. Check. I can find answers on the computer. Big check. I can show what I learned. Big check, because we have all been doing it. And here are the more simpler way or like a more specific way to understand those research skills. We formulate questions. It means we think of questions, we make questions, and we ask questions. And then we observe. Let's say that again. We observe. We observe. We observe outside, at school, on the internet by watching videos. And while we observe, we don't just like keep talking. We think deeply because when we observe, we use our senses, our 5 senses. We look at things, we see, we listen, we feel, we even taste, and we even smell. That's how we observe. And then we plan. After our observation, we plan on what to do next for our research. We do this by teamwork, or we do this alone, and we do this by brainstorming. Brainstorming means sharing of ideas, the one you always have. That's why I always put you in groups, small groups or big groups or in a pair to share ideas. We usually do it in meetings too. And then we find solutions to problems. And then we collect, record, and organize data through books, survey, interview, and internet. And then we show those things that we collected through PowerPoints, through journal, through a scrapbook, essay, and posters. We do that all the time. And finally, we present our research. The main purpose of presenting our research is to share with others what we have learned, to teach others about those things that we have learned, and also to celebrate all those hard work that we have done. It's amazing, right? So for today, we're going to focus on thinking skills. Under thinking skills, there are more. There are actually more skills that we need to develop or acquire or improve. But for today, we're not gonna have all of them because it's gonna be too much. We're gonna have them as we go through our IBPYP journey. But as of what I've said last time, just like the research skills, all of these skills you have already developed. You have already experienced. The problem is, it's not a problem. The thing is that you just don't know how to call them. We never really put a label. Remember the word label? Like our trash bin. We know it's a trash bin, but we didn't put a label. But our trash bin actually has a label. So these skills, these thinking skills, you know them. Oh, you know, you have them in you. You've experienced it, but we didn't put a label, we didn't name it. So the purpose of having these ATL skills class is to put label on those things so that as we go on through our IBPYP journey, you will know how to call those thinking skills, those different skills, and you will figure out when you do a task, oh, I will use thinking skills. I will use this skill to solve the problem. All right, so now let's continue. Thinking skills, just like last time, we'll try to replace I with we. We think about our own thinking. This is metacognition. We think about what I am learning. We think about questions. So it's all being thinkers, right? So these are the different thinking skills. So many, but we're just going to talk about a few of them. Acquisition of knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation, dialectical thought, and last one, metacognition. They're very difficult, right? Don't worry, we're going to have them one by one. Just not all of them, because it's going to be too much for you. I understand that. First one, we always begin with the first one. Acquisition of knowledge. I believe we all know the word knowledge, right? Because it what makes us knowledgeable learner. If we have a lot of knowledge, if we know a lot, or we have a lot of knowledge, we become knowledgeable learners. So what do you mean by acquisition of knowledge? It means we gain, we acquire knowledge. Oh, Miss Danica, I still don't know the meaning of gain and acquire. Well, it means get. We get. What is knowledge? Well, you all know about knowledge, but to be more specific, these are ideas or information. We gain knowledge. This is a kind of skill. This is a kind of skill that we need to develop. It's a very important skill. We need to practice or to improve how to get information, how to get ideas. And how do we usually do that? Where do we get ideas and information? So I believe you've already experienced it. Have you got ideas from books? Have you got information already from internet? How about field trips? Like going outside, just like what Evan did when he went to that silkworm farm. And like we did when we went to the school farm and when we went to Joey's father's elevator company. So those field trips. And we also get this knowledge from people, from our friends, from teachers, from other teachers, from your parents, from the interview we do online. So many ways to acquire knowledge or to get knowledge because knowledge don't just come in our mind, in our brain. We need to get them. We need to catch them. We need to listen to them. We need to read them or to see them using these ways, right? Now let's move on to the next. This is called acquisition of knowledge or we gain knowledge. We acquire knowledge. Can you say acquire? Or just simply say get, all right? To make it easier. We get knowledge or information. Now here's, what's this one? Oh, okay, I forgot to put those ones. Now let's move on to comprehension. Okay, so there's something wrong with the animation, so forget about that. Comprehension, let's all say it again. It's another long word. Comprehension. So this word is shen. Shen. S-I-O-N, T-I-O-N. They both make the sound shen. Calm. Hen. Comprehension. Say it again. Comprehension. Oh, that's a long word, but let's make it easy to understand. Comprehension means we understand our learning. Boom, easy, right? Or we understand the knowledge that we got. Remember, we got knowledge from books. We got knowledge from other people. Comprehension means that we understand our learning. How to understand it? Okay, Maybe your parents told you a very important information, but do you understand it? So this is the role of comprehension skills. We understand our learning. Understand means we know the meaning. We know what it means. And how to show that we know what it means? By explaining. If I ask you questions and you can explain it, like for example, what is metamorphosis? If you can explain metamorphosis, it means you are improving your comprehension by answering questions. So this is, let's see, the boy is explaining something. So he learned something and then he is explaining. And we answer questions using worksheets or questions by teachers or using essay. You need to make paragraph or write something. And also we connect ideas. We know how to connect ideas. Connect ideas means when we extend, when you explain the meaning of your knowledge and then you connect more ideas to it, just like what Arjahi likes to do. So every time she explains something, she always relate it to other things. Like for example, and then she ends up like explaining many different things because she understands different ideas and different knowledge related to the topic, right? And most of you do that too. So that's comprehension. We understand our learning, we know how to explain, we know how to answer questions, and we can connect ideas. Now let's move on to the next one. Analysis. Let's say that. Analysis. Analysis. See, if we just do it slowly, I believe you can all read it. Analysis. Analysis means we sort. Uh-oh, there's no A. It's wrong. Compare and contrast our learning or the knowledge that we learned. We sort just like sort trash. We compare and contrast our learning. So how do we do those things? How do we practice these skills? Using mind maps. These are mind maps. We do this all the time in our class. I usually put a big circle in the middle and I put the big idea and then we put different information or ideas that connects to the big idea. We do that all the time, remember? For example, this one says time. Oh, we did it with cooperation, like cooperation and how to cooperate. Different ways. These are called mind maps, and there are many different kinds of mind maps. We use Venn diagram to compare and contrast. So we compare and contrast. For example, this Venn diagram is comparing and contrasting pirate, ninja, and zombie. So these are, so if I believe like, yeah, it's a silly kind of, it's not silly, it's very cool. I like this Venn diagram, which talks about pirates, ninjas, and zombies. Maybe you can, this is an example of analyzing your knowledge. You compare and contrast your knowledge. It's important to do this analyzing of knowledge because, okay, this is one example too. Worksheets, also journal. So you compare, you sort. Like for example, healthy or not healthy. We have done this activity before, remember? So we sort, oh, which one is healthy, which one is not healthy. Once you have your knowledge, once you understand, then you will learn how to sort your knowledge. You will learn how to classify them. The important part about analyzing is you will know when to use the knowledge that you learned. There are so much knowledge we learn each day, but not all the time we can use them right away in that situation. Right? So it's not like, okay, today I learned about metamorphosis. I learned so many things about metamorphosis. But then the current situation is asking you to talk about human life cycle. Does human life cycle talks about metamorphosis? Well, not really. So this is the reason why we need to classify or sort our knowledge to identify which knowledge do we need to use today or to this specific situation. I mean, they're all important, but some of them they have specific use. Now let's move on to the next one. I believe this is the last one for today. It's called application. This is one of my favorite part of the skills. I have many different favorite parts, but maybe application is usually one of my favorite parts, top favorite part, because I like to make things and do things. Let's say it. Application. Application. It means we apply our learning. This is not the end part. Oh, we have learned so many things. We understand it. We can analyze which knowledge can I use for this situation and can use next time. Yes, it's finally a time to apply our learning. Yeah, this is the reason why it's my favorite part. But this is not the end part, guys. There's still many parts. So, why what does it mean to what does it mean when we say we apply our learning? It means we use information. We use the knowledge that we know. We experiment. So we learn something and we want to test. Can I use this knowledge or this learning for this kind of activity? So we use information to solve something or to work together. We experiment. I know that if I mix this one and if I put this one will happen. Let me try. You experiment many times. I've seen it. That's pretty cool. We solve problems. Oh, you know how to solve a Rubik's Cube, just like a Bura, and some of you. So you use your knowledge to solve a Rubik's Cube puzzle. And that's not so many examples of problems that we have solved already. Like, for example, the trash problem, you know that we can make a compost from decomposing materials. So we solve that problem by sorting trash into different recyclable or non recyclable kitchen waste, harmful waste. So, and lastly, we create. So, when we apply our learning, we usually end up by creating. With not all knowledge we really end up by creating, but most of them we put our knowledge into action. In IBPYP, that's what our main focus is. The knowledge that we have, it doesn't stay as knowledge forever. They don't stay as knowledge in our brain. They need to come out of our brain and they need to be able to to become useful in our world. And that's the reason why we create. Most of the time, we take action in what we've learned. We know that we need trees to help our Mother Earth. So we take action by planting more trees. We know that we have to keep our oceans clean. We take action by trying not to make a lot of waste and not throwing things everywhere. That's called application. So let's review that quickly. Application. We apply our learning by using the information we know, by experiment, solve problems, and by creating. So that is how to explain those few skills that we need to learn under thinking skills. And as we all know, you guys have already done all of these, right? You acquired knowledge, you understand things, you sort things or analyze things, and you applied it in many different ways. I have seen it in my own eyes. And I am so proud for all of you for learning all these skills. Now we all know what they mean. Now we all know how to call it. Yay! It's time to celebrate. Now, here for your task for today. Be a thinker. Oh, last time you were a reflective thinker because you talked about your previous experiences. Now you're going to be a thinker. Think of different ways to enhance thinking skills under acquisition. Oh, this is another wrong spelling. Comprehension, analysis, and application. So, what does it mean to think of different ways to enhance thinking skills? It means you will put maybe some bullet points or give examples on how to improve or to develop thinking skills. How can we acquire or get more knowledge? How can we understand better? How can we analyze our knowledge? How can we apply our knowledge? Give examples. See, it's all asking for the question how because it's asking for different ways. Example. This is acquisition of knowledge number 1. I learn about narwhals from reading information in National Geographic website. So this is one way to acquire knowledge, reading from internet. I apply, this is under application, I apply my learning about different habitats by creating models. So you learn about different habitats, just like last time, different homes of animals, and you create models. Create, meaning you apply your learning. So I only gave 2 examples under acquisition and application. So I didn't give example under analysis and comprehension, and that's your job, to give examples for each skills that you learned today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and enjoy a beautiful Monday and a great week ahead of you. I love you and miss you all. Bye, thinkers.